Hey, welcome back, everybody, and thank you for joining me for the latest episode of Manny Reed's Radiant Black number 5. Yeah, I think this is 5. At this point, I, I don't even want to do a recap. I want you to read this book. I want you to go out there. It, I don't want to spoil anything for this book. I really don't, but hopefully, if you're here, you already read it. You just kind of want to see maybe if I have the same questions or if I don't know, same dislikes, same likes, same moments that we liked. I don't know. Hopefully, if you're here, I'm not spoiling it. And if you're here and you haven't read it, I don't know what else I can do to convince you to read this book. But let's start off with this cover. Radiant Black 5. We see that hand there belongs to Marshall. In the last issue, we saw Nathan die. And existence went into Marshall, and Marshall got this power. It was like as if he touched the that black hole for the very first time. Right now, he's speaking to existence, and um, now he's permanently bonded with existence. And I thought it was gonna start off straight off with him using this power to go up against Radiant Red. I don't know, Red, but started off a little bit slower, which I'm not mad at. It's just a little tiny bit slower. It's just Mitchell kind of coming to terms with the fact that Nathan is dead. He's praying, so please God, I'll start going to church. Uh, bring him back. Don't let him be dead. Don't let him be dead. Um, but after a couple of panels of this, it looks like Nathan's gonna start becoming a little bit more religious because Nathan, he coughs a little bit. He thinks he's okay, but the paramedics do let him know. Um, we shot him with adrenaline, so this is just kind of a reaction, but he's nowhere near out of the woods yet. He was dead for 6 minutes before the paramedics got there. So um, they don't know if his brain activity is good or not. So sure enough, he doesn't actually wake up. He just gets put in the back of an ambulance and taken away. Marshall's still not really sure how to feel. He just runs into an alleyway and shoots up and flies away because he can do that now. So I don't think it's a secret that I didn't really like Marshall. So him having the power, him being the protagonist, is really just jarring, and I like it. I do appreciate Marshall for the skills that he has, but it's just like, man, I I hated him so much. Now I have to eat my words. Nathan coming back to life, though, I do have like a little side thing. I do believe that Nathan will become a villain in the future if he lives. Right now, as of right now, we don't know anything about that. We just know that he is breathing. Um, but we did see like a glimpse of his future self. It could be his inner self. I had a friend, Vinyl Casket Nick. He said that that was just like an inner conflict that he had within himself, maybe some inner like doubts about himself. So that person that he saw, the villain Radiant Black that he saw in his own like scape, um, it's just something that he saw within himself and not actually like a future whatever. But I'm thinking it's more of a foreshadowing, and that's gonna be him, and somehow he'll get that power back and become a villain. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that is just a side note that I had while reading this. Um, Next page comes by, and media is gonna do what media does, and they just have all sorts of opinions on what's going on with no actual evidence on what happened. Some people think that Radiant Black is still a good guy. Other people are upset that he left the scene after someone was taken to the hospital, after a building was taken down. He didn't use his powers correctly, but media is just talking. And Marshall finds Nathan's parents, and they inform him that he's in a coma. Nothing's changed. His godmother shows up. That's kind of a weird thing that she showed up. In my opinion, is the fact that she was like, oh my god, like she's just really preoccupied, and they didn't go into it that deeply, so I think it may come back. I don't know. It's just me touching every base, I guess. It's at this point that Marshall kind of goes back and is talking to Existence. Existence says we're actually syncing up a lot faster, and then maybe because he just already used to Nathan, and it was that much faster. Just we've done this once, let's do it again. It could be that Marshall just has a better grasp of the power that Nathan couldn't grasp because Nathan wasn't really trying. Nathan was still preoccupied with his own personal life, but wasn't really trying to like learn anything until right before he died. So there's a lot of factors that can go into why Existence is being able to bond with Marshall so much faster, but he is, and he basically is telling him there's something coming, and are you gonna be willing to kill him? And Marshall says, I'll do whatever you want, any cosmic stuff, any cosmic quest you want. Lead me to Red and let me get my revenge, and I got you. And immediately, next page, as soon as I turn the page, Marshall showing up, or not Marshall showing up, he it's actually just shows Red punching like some gravel, and they are mad. They don't seem like they're actually that bad of a person. Yeah, they're stealing and stuff, but people steal all the time. Um, for good, like maybe they needed money or something. And that isn't something that I feel like is going to come up in the next issue. I think it's just going to be a back story of Red. But either way, we don't know that they were stealing the money for bad. In the last issue, they were they were really aggressive, but it was just a hey, back off, leave me alone. And they haven't done any kind of actual bad villain type actions, other than robbing a bank. Uh, so either way, so this person, they're punching gravel. They're saying they're stupid, stupid. That shouldn't have gone that way. They see Radiant Black, and they're like, "Oh my God, you made it! You're alive! I didn't want that to go down like that." And Marshall says, "No, my best friend is in the hospital because of you. I'm somebody else, and I'm here to kick your ass, basically." And immediately, even though this person does feel bad, and you can see that, feel some kind of regret for their actions, they don't back down. So now it's just two stubborn people, and they go into a battle, and it's just a great fight. It's just, um, it shows Marshall being able to master the power that he's been giving so much faster. He makes like this. If you look at the if you look at the cover, you can see it kind of looks like a Rasengan. I don't know if you watch Naruto or not, but he's got like this sphere in his hand in the cover, right? But in this fight scene, he makes that sphere go around his hand, and he kind of just holds it like, imagine brass knuckles, but a bigger sphere, and not just like not over every knuckle, right? And he uses that as a blast to knock Radiant Red far away. They start going into a huge fight. Uh, it's at this point, it's not like I said, it's not a secret. I don't like Marshall, but it's at this point that I'm like, he definitely deserves this power more than Nathan did. He is showing his battle analysis. Like he's talking about how I saw what you were doing against your fight with Nathan. You have like some kind of matter absorption, so I'm gonna take you up into the sky because I control gravity, and that's our power. So I'm gonna kick your ass up here, basically. And it's that's just so smart, and I didn't see that coming from Marshall, even though he's been showing signs of like him being an analytical person, but I just it was such a good move, such a smart move. I loved it, and I hated it that it was Marshall doing it, but still such a great move. It's at this point that Red says Marshall's name, and I can't remember from the last issue if Marshall and Nathan said each other's names around Red or what, but if not, then it shows that Red knows who they are because he says his name. He says Marshall's name, um, and he's kicking Marshall's ass. But then Red was able to grab Marshall's hands and begins absorbing him. and that weakens Marshall a lot. And as a like last ditch effort, I don't know what happened here, but Marshall activated his cape mode, which is amazing. It looks great. We knew a cape was coming, so it's good to see it. But this cape being activated is just kind of sent some energy like waves, and it sent Red flying into the water, which is where I believe they, I don't know, like they were they absorbing the water to create more um, like an armor around them. I'm not sure what happened there, but Red created like an obelisk suit of armor around him, kind of like a Hulk Buster, I guess you could say, and immediately just starts pounding on Marshall and just hitting him over and over. And Marshall, he's laying there, he's about to get knocked out, and he gets a glimpse of Nathan, and it like dead, basically the same look. They're in the same position, and that pisses him off, and he just releases this energy and sends Red flying. And and this is able, and this was so powerful that it pretty much broke off Red's mask, so we get to see who they are. And it's at this point that my first reaction, it I love let me start off by saying I love the movie Shrek, so it's not that far-fetched for me to do this. But as soon as we see it, my first thought is it's a girl dragon. So it's a girl. Radiant Red is a random girl, or it could be a girl in their lives. Like I said, that she knew who Marshall was. She said Marshall's name. I'm not sure if Marshall and Nathan said it around her before, but if not, she knows who they are. But before they can even like react, obviously Marshall was surprised to see her, which tells me more that maybe he knows who it is. But a portal opens, and this right here, you gotta cue the Power Rangers theme song, because we see a radiant pink, and a radiant yellow, and they're just like, "You are in danger." It's at this point that I said, "This is amazing. I love it. I'm so hyped up. I'm so like I'm very excited." And I'm writing my notes here, and I immediately write down, "This is a 10 for 10 issue." I just love it. Halftone was used in that last page, and I turn the page, and it's still going. So I didn't. This is supposed to be an ending, and I'm not even like, I think I was like maybe 3/4 of the way done. I still had like 3 or 4 or 5 more pages. So I'm excited here. We find out that the Yellow Ranger is this old guy. Pink Ranger is this other girl. But they're just saying that the other Radiants are in danger. There is another being coming by, and just not and beating them. And Yellow says that he tried everything in his power to take down this being, this cosmic being, and it did nothing. It didn't leave a scratch or anything. And so I don't know Yellow's power yet. I think Pink's power is portal, like making portals. But the fact is that this cosmic being is just taking everyone down easily. No, no, no match. And Marshall says, "Well, you don't know what I can do." And it's at this point that this cosmic being shows up, knocks all of them down immediately. You get to see him a full page, and he's kind of like, it looks like he's glitching. It's really cool. He's a hooded figure, and of course he is, right? So that's it. That's the ending. That's all we see. The next issue, I saw the cover is just like Radiant Red in front of a house with a bunch of money. This is why I think that they're not an actual bad person. I think she just wanted money to maybe pay for hospital bills. I don't know. Something. She needed money. She stole money. That's it. That's what I figured. But we're gonna get this backstory. So I'm liking the pace that we're going. So I don't want a backstory at the moment, but it is necessary. So I'm gonna like it regardless. Either way, 10 for 10. Go read this book. Again, don't let me spoil it. I know that I'm making these videos and you're not making me do these, but don't let me spoil this for you. Go read these books. Then come back and watch this video or listen on Spotify or anything like that. Other than that, that's all I got. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. See you later.